Have you ever seen a red planet in the night sky? That's Mars. It's one of the most fascinating planets in our solar system. It's called the red planet because it's covered in rusty dust. This dust gives Mars its distinctive red color, making it stand out among the other planets. Imagine a giant playground covered in red sand. The entire surface of Mars is like a vast red desert, stretching as far as the eye can see. That's what Mars looks like. It's a mesmerizing sight, with its endless dunes and rocky terrain. Mars was named after the Roman god of war. The ancient Romans were inspired by its blood-red appearance. This is because its red color reminded people of blood. The striking red hue made it a symbol of war and conflict. Do you know why Mars is red? It's a question that has intrigued scientists for centuries. It's because of all the iron oxide on its surface. Iron oxide is a compound that forms when iron reacts with oxygen. Iron oxide is just a fancy word for rust. So in a way, Mars is covered in a layer of rust. So Mars is a giant rusty planet. Its unique color and fascinating history make it one of the most interesting places in our solar system. Mars is the second smallest planet in our solar system, only larger than Mercury. It's much smaller than Earth, which is the fifth largest planet in our solar system. If Earth were a basketball, Mars would be about the size of a baseball. This size difference is quite significant. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun, while Earth is the third. This means they are neighbors in the vast expanse of space. That means Mars is farther away from the Sun than Earth is, making it a colder and more distant world. Mars is ancient. It's 4.5 billion years old. That's older than the dinosaurs, which roamed Earth millions of years ago. Mars is a terrestrial planet, just like Earth. This means it has a solid surface made of rock and metal. That means it has a solid rocky surface that we could walk on if we ever get the chance to visit. Imagine the adventures we could have exploring its craters and valleys. Mars is a very cold planet. It's much colder than Earth. This is because Mars is farther from the Sun. The average temperature on Mars is a freezing -81 degrees Fahrenheit. At the poles of Mars, it gets even colder. The temperature can drop to -225 degrees Fahrenheit. That's so cold that even your breath would freeze. The ground on Mars is covered in dirt and rocks. This is called regolith. It's like Martian soil. Section 4. 2 moons and volcanoes. Oh my! Did you know that Mars has 2 moons? They are called Phobos and Deimos. They're shaped like potatoes. Mars and Earth are the only planets in our solar system with polar ice caps. These ice caps are made of water ice, just like the ice we have on Earth. Mars is home to the largest volcano in our solar system. It's called Olympus Mons, and it's 3 times taller than Mount Everest. Section 5. A Martian day and year. A day on Mars is a little bit longer than a day on Earth. While an Earth day is exactly 24 hours, a Martian day, also known as a sol, is slightly longer. It lasts 24.6 hours. This means that each day on Mars is about 40 minutes longer than a day on Earth. So, you would get to sleep in for an extra half hour on Mars. Imagine having a bit more time to rest or enjoy your morning coffee. A year on Mars is much longer than a year on Earth. This is because Mars is farther from the Sun and takes a longer path to complete one orbit. It takes 687 Earth days for Mars to go around the Sun. That's nearly twice the length of an Earth year. That's almost twice as long as an Earth year. So if you celebrated your birthday on Mars, you'd have to wait much longer between each one. The air on Mars is very thin. The atmosphere is composed mostly of carbon dioxide, with only trace amounts of oxygen. There is not much oxygen for us to breathe. This means humans would not be able to survive without assistance. We would need to wear special suits if we wanted to walk on Mars. These suits would provide the necessary oxygen and protect us from the harsh environment. Gravity is much weaker on Mars than it is on Earth. Mars's gravity is only about 38% of Earth's gravity. That means you would be able to jump really high on Mars. Imagine being able to leap 3 times higher than you can on Earth. You would feel much lighter, too. This reduced gravity would make moving around on Mars a unique and exciting experience. Section 6. Exploring the red planet. On clear nights, you can sometimes see Mars in the sky. It looks like a bright red star. Did you know that dry ice covers Mars every winter? Dry ice is really cold and is made from frozen carbon dioxide. Even though Mars is so close, no human has ever been there. But maybe one day you could be the first. Scientists are sending robots to Mars to learn more about it. Maybe one day we will send astronauts to Mars too.